What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. We are streaming live on two platforms, which is X and Twitter, X and YouTube at the same time. So, guys, whatever you're finding us from, wherever you're watching the stream from, do me a favor to like and subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. And what do you have on the show today? Yes, Chelsea injury crisis deepens as Lavia update, Reece James update, Fofana update, and more. Ben Chua is the latest player adding to the Chelsea injury list. We have a whole list there. We're also going to get into it. And also more on Tonali, Lissandro Tonali, another player that Chelsea, Newcastle United spent so much money on in the summer transfer window, but then unlucky for Newcastle United fans, he's been hit heavily with a ban. And then also another one looks like he's going to come to. He has a period of time to respond, which we will get into it as we are here. And I did discuss the injury situation. Can Chelsea get a break? Can Chelsea just have just when I say three people just on the injury list? All the time it's averaging, and I think it's averaging 8 players most of the time on the injury list. But can Chelsea catch a break? What is going on? Is it Mauricio Pochettino's training regime that is breaking these players down? He did say that in the press conference, which we react to some of his press conference. I think it's some of the questions that were being asked to Poch on Lavia and some other things. We're also going to look at the season. Can Chelsea finish top 6 with all these injury problems? And this all is setback to the football club. Mauricio Pochettino is calling in for fan love and fan support. Can that happen? Can he win the fans at this moment in time, and where how things are shaping itself? So luckily for me today, Stephen G is back in the building today. So he's gonna have we're gonna have two different perspectives on the show today. So guys, be my guests. Do not go anywhere as usual. My name is Nate Zion, and my co-host is Stephen G as usual. We'll be back with the topics of the day, and we'll give you our perspective and how things are going. And you hear from the man himself, or Stephen, also in the building. So see you guys in a second. Right back. Welcome back again, folks. We are back again. Stephen G is here with me in the studio. And guys, like I said, we have injury crisis at Chelsea Football Club. And let me get to my brother himself. Stephen, how are you doing today? And how's your day going?
Yeah, doing good. Can't complain. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful today, Steven. I can't complain either. You know, I always say when I see this light outside and I see these birds and animals flying around and walking around and hopping around and jumping around, you know, I always have to give thanks to the Almighty God, whoever created me. That's my belief. So, Steven, Crisis at Chelsea Football Club. Crisis, and I'm not so sure what you've we had so far regarding any updates. We're gonna go with the updates on Reece James, Fofana, Wesley Fofana, Lavia. Apparently, Lavia has done his season. The season is done for him, Steven. How did you take that news yesterday?
It's a shame, really, because he was a Joe Shields recommendation, and Joe Shields also recommended Cole Palmer, and Joe Shields has a typically good hit rate when it comes to players. And okay, Lavia was playing for Southampton last season, but he had quite a few solid games for a team that got relegated and was struggling. So it's a shame that we won't get to see him this season outside of the 30 minutes that we got to see briefly.
Mhm.
But look, rebuild, come back stronger next season, and then hopefully, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't want to see Reece for the rest of the season either. I want Reece James to focus on his rehab and then he can get on grass, he can train. I don't want to see him play for the rest of the season. And people might wonder why, yeah? We know how Pochettino's training works, yeah? There's so many reports from the past about players from his old clubs complaining about the training being too intense. And then there's reports that the hardest day of training is the day before the game, which is stupid. Let's be honest, that is stupid. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's all these other issues. Like, honestly, I lost count how many reports I saw about either his old club having players complain about the injuries that they have, the training, and all this stuff. So I don't want Reece to go anywhere near um, a actual match for us for the rest of the season.
So, with what you're saying, regards to what you just said, it means that Mauricio Pochettino has an episode of wherever you go, players complain about his training method and how it breaks the players down and how intense his training is. That's what we're talking about, right, Steven?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could
Like I
he?
said, there's multiple reports about his training being too intense and stuff, and hardest day of training being the day before the game. And we've seen it this season. How many times have we
Yeah.
seen a player not on the injury report, and then it gets to the day before the game, and we get told, "Oh yeah, he got injured in training yesterday." How many times has that happened this season? Because honestly, I know it's happened quite a few times. I can't tell you a number though because I've lost count.
Steven, if this is the manager we're going to have for next season and what we're having now is very difficult, right? Really trying to point fingers at either him or her or that. Should we also put the blame on the medical department? Should we put the
Mm,
blame on the medical
no,
department?
no.
No,
We've had two or three different medical teams in the last, 4 years, 5 years?
I'll say 5 years.
One of our last 3 years under Roman, we had 97 injuries in a season. Yeah. We've
Absolutely.
got a completely different medical team, and we are at about 47 for this season. Yeah. Medical teams in terms of physios, because people like to blame the physios. Yeah. Let me just put things straight for people who don't typically understand, right? Physios cannot prevent injuries, they rehab the injuries.
Can you explain what a rehab injury is to folks that don't understand
Mhm.
it?
So essentially,
All right, Stephen, give me
so,
1 second. Before Stephen gets in, let me introduce you a little bit more and explain. Stephen is on the field of that physical, physio aspect. That's what he's professionally studying that on that field, studying, bones and injuries and stuff like that. So when we come to this aspect, he's an expert in it. So let me explain a little bit more to you guys that are listening and watching that. So Stephen, go ahead. Can you explain that to us?
yeah, so say someone's tore a hamstring, right?
Right.
Say they don't need surgery, right? if you don't need surgery, you'll go see a physio. They'll help you strengthen it and you'll get exercises and stuff like that, yeah? If you need surgery, obviously you have the surgery, you have your recovery period, then you go to physio for rehab, strengthening the muscles and everything like that. Right?
Perfect.
This is why I say they can't prevent it. This is the shortest way I can possibly put it, right? They don't prevent it. They help to rehab the injuries that happen. They can't prevent future injuries. Maybe you can argue sports science can, but then we've got different teams to what we had last year and the year before and whatever. We keep last 5 years or so, we've had multiple different medical teams, yeah? So I think our entire departments of both physios and sports therapists have changed several times. So you can't exactly argue, oh, it's the sport therapists on doing preventative measures and stuff. Put it this way, yeah? Chilwell was selected for the England squad before he played a game for Chelsea, yeah, for this international break. He came back, played that game on the weekend for Chelsea on I think it was the Sunday.
That's
He
meant
got
to,
1 minute and then the added time as well, yeah? Then what happens? He goes on international duty, starts game 2, plays 90 minutes. Starts game 3, plays 90 minutes. Then we hear today, oh, Ben Chilwell needs to be assessed. He's got a knock. He should not, I'm making this clear as day, he should not have been called up to that England squad. I don't care that when Southgate put the squad out, he goes, oh yeah, we're expecting him to be in the squad for the weekend. I don't care. If he's in the squad or not, I don't care. It's his first game back. He then called up, I think John Stones hadn't played in 2 weeks. Then John Stones got injured in the second game as well. Are we not seeing a pattern here? Yeah, I always say Didier Deschamps and all this, yeah, because Didier Deschamps, as French manager, has a history of calling up injured players, yeah?
Yeah.
What's this donkey doing for England?
Calling injured
players. This guy hadn't played for about 2 weeks. I'm calling him up, gets injured in the second game.
But still,
this guy's going to be in the squad for the weekend. He then plays 1 minute. I'm going to start in both 90 minutes. I'm going to start in both games, play 90 minutes. Oh, he's now got a knock. Brilliant.
The Southgate didn't have any option to play that person in the right back role. I know. Chilwell is there.
I think Trippier got called up. Yeah, he's played Trippier at left back several times. You've also got the Crystal Palace left back, Tyreek Mitchell. Luke Shaw's currently injured, so I'm not mentioning him. But you got the young left back at Crystal Palace, Tyreek Mitchell.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. But why would he? Didn't he have the injury? Didn't he have the injury record of Ben Chilwell and what he was coming from? That it was coming from injury, but not to play him consistently 90 minutes and 90 minutes again. Didn't he have that paperwork on his side or have that?
But there should be communication between England and Chelsea medical teams and stuff like that. If he's getting called up, there should be communication. And the fact that Poch came out today and he said, we're actually surprised he played both games for England, tells me for whatever reason, there was zero communication. Because otherwise, our medical team would have probably gone, what the are you doing? He's coming off of an injury. He played a minute plus added time on top of that at the weekend, and you're starting in both games playing 90 minutes. Are you dumb?
I mean, that's definitely spot on. Definitely spot on. Guys, if you're joining us live, wherever you're watching us from, we're still discussing the injury crisis that is looping or attacking Chelsea FC since the first first game of the season till now. The injury, the replication of the episode is never stopping. Keep happening and happening and happening. And I don't know how Chelsea can get themselves out of it. It looks like they might end up finishing the rest of the season with still almost about 8 players on the injury list, which is, I don't get it. Wesley Fofana, one of the players, I don't want to mention so much of his name because when I mention him, Steven might say I don't like him. You get
you what I'm saying? That's a fact.
I do like him. I do like. I don't know if you can. If you get time, go back in one of my videos that I've done when Fofana signed for Chelsea. I love him. I love Fofana, but I can't have that feeling right now with the way he has missed so many games, and sometimes inability to defend very well for me. That is my
Genuinely,
only
I think he's a
differences.
good defender. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone was saying to me his distribution of his passes and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't care. You don't always need to be having two players that can play out from the back. Sometimes you need to have someone who can just win the ball back and smash into people and play a simple pass. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. I
Like,
do understand
you
what you're
don't
saying.
always need to have a centre back who can play a 30-yard pinged pass to a winger and like strike and stuff like that.
But if you have a centre back whose distribution is very bad, it affects the other defenders because he makes mistakes. It put pressure on the
No, but I
defender.
don't think it's poor. I think it's good. I think it's at least average. Yeah. But I
Steven,
think they're looking at it compared to some of the other players we've got. Like, you look at some of the passing that Silva does, some of the passing that Colwell can do. When you compare it to that, okay, fair enough, it probably isn't to the same level, but he's still to a good standard of it. And we know he's very good defensively as well. If he can overcome these injuries, yeah, there's no reason why we can't see partnership of Fofana and Colwell or Fofana and Badiashile or something like that for a very long time because they're all young.
from what I'm seeing now, it's a big up to Gula Mustafa. He said big up me and Stephen G over there. I think that for now, and what I'm seeing is it's not all about what the distribution right now. It's about Fafana coming back on the coming back from injury and staying fit for the. I don't think he's gonna play. He's gonna play any part in the rest of the season. I don't see Fafana coming back from injury and playing any for Chelsea right now. I still
Same
stand.
thing with Reece James. I don't want Fofana back for the rest of the season. Let them get ready for preseason so they come back the strongest they can possibly come back.
And
And
even
then they're ready for the preseason and next season. I
I mean,
don't want them coming back and then risking Southgate and Deschamps calling them up when they're just coming back from injury. I don't want it. Don't do it to me, please. I can't do this.
all right, so guys, if you're still watching, we're discussing the injury problems with Chelsea Football Club. We're giving an update on Reece James, the club captain, and Wesley Fofana, and also the latest addition is what's his name, Bank Chua and Lavia. Reports came in yesterday that Lavia has done his season. It looks like his dream for Chelsea is fading away for this season, not for his career. I mean, for the season is what we're discussing. So Lavia, yesterday report came that he is done for the rest of the season, and Lavia also put something up where Chelsea FC tweeted that one out
I
for
think he put
Lavia
up a
with
statement, right?
criticism. What was that, Steven?
I think he put out a statement, didn't he?
Yeah, he put out a statement, which I did talk about that yesterday when I was on the show. Yeah, I can still go ahead and bring it up today whilst we're still here. So, yes, Lavia put up a statement, and I think the statement was just fair. He understands the frustration of the fans. He does understand the criticism also that helps him to get stronger and stronger each and every day. But the situation with Lavia, which we're gonna talk about it also. We're gonna go
Mhm.
deeply and talk about Lavia situation, why Chelsea bought a player that was injured, has an injury, and for now it looks like he's got double header. He's got hip problems, he's got knee, legs, and everything at this moment. So
Yeah,
we're gonna go
if you're
into
still
that,
looking
Steven.
for that statement thing, I can just quickly say about what Pochettino said on that.
All right, yeah.
So
Just
basically,
give me 1 second. Let me
Mhm.
acknowledge our viewer here. Big up to I123 Love You Forever. She said, big up Nick Zion and Steven. Welcome everyone in the chat. I hope everyone is doing well today. Absolutely. Thank you very much for hopping on and spending time on the platform. We are doing wonderful. We hope to see you on the show every day like we do. Steven, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're still looking for that, I can basically say about what Poch said as you look for that, so that we're not just in silence. So basically, Pochettino has said something along the lines of it's different injury to what he had when he joined from Southampton, and then on top of that, he says that that Lavia has had injuries to his hip, his feet, and his quadriceps since joining Chelsea. He said, it's difficult to explain because I'm not a doctor. He arrived and I think he had a hip injury. Then he trained and suffered a knock in his feet. and then he got a quad injury against Crystal Palace. I think a lot of it's just unlucky, but then some of it you have to say is an aspect of surely being
Injured.
part of the training that Poch does.
All right, Charles. Stephen believe is part of the training, which I also believe is part of the training. It's so intense, but we need these players fit, and they have to be fit. Before a player have to be fit, he has to endure himself. He has to go through some training regime. If I mean, if I said it right, Stephen. If I do say they have to be fit,
Yeah, again.
isn't it? I'm saying for a player to be fit in the Premier League, he has to go through those kind of process. I don't think it's too intense for Premier League players like Lavia and the other. But I think that is also very
No,
important
but
that Chelsea.
there's a history of reports about players think training from Pochettino's too intense, and this is from his other clubs as well, or that they think they're getting a lot of injuries because of the intensity of his training. And then you've got reports from this season that apparently the hardest day of training is the day before the game. So all this stuff, you have to look at it and go, okay, it's not like we're hearing it from one team, one source. This is from a multitude of different teams, multiple sources across the years of him being a manager. And then you look at it this season, as I've said already, like the whole thing about hardest day of training is the day before game. There's been multiple times this season where we've gone into a game thinking, "Oh, this guy's fit," and then it comes out the day of the game and his like media duties before kickoff. Oh, he picked up an injury in training yesterday. It all seems to
Beautiful.
add up.
So this is what I was really referring to, Stephen. This is a statement that Lavia
Mm-hmm.
and Chelsea put it up for Lavia, as it reads: "Hi Chelsea fans, as you may know, the
Family.
and Chelsea family, yeah, sorry, Chelsea family, as you may know, and despite my countless efforts, I will be missing the remainder of the season. This has been a frustration season for me, not being able to help my teammates. I love this squad, this badge, and being on the pitch more than anything. Trust that I have given all my every all. I'm giving my all every day to get back. Thank you for the love, support, and critics, because they all affect me positively to keep me going. Can't wait to get it back and share many special moment together. See you soon." Coming from Lavia. So this statement Lavia put up, and Chelsea put it up for Lavia. I think either him said it, a
I
PR,
think
whatever,
he said
whatever
it
it
and then
is.
they like reposted it.
Yeah. So I mean, we all feel bad. We all feel bad for him. I couldn't wait to see. I was thinking, when am I going to see Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, three players playing at the same time? See how good this team can be. But it hasn't. It hasn't really helped out. It hasn't really happened. But it's all about time. It's all about time. We'll see what time has to offer us today. We're looking at Lavia so far. Lavia at Chelsea. Price tag 58 million, which average with add-ons and everything, it makes it up to 60 million. Price tag goals zero, I say 0 minutes played 32, days injured 187. So this is some statistics for us from coming from this platform. I love the graphics at 365. So I took this from 365. Give them acknowledge and the good job that they do. Without them, probably some of my work would be very difficult. But I rely on some of their images to do my work. So even if you look at my thumbnail, I have that image in there. So yeah, Lavia for you. The guy is done for the rest of the season. We might see him in the preseason again. I can't wait to see Lavia in Ohio and the other states. So guys, watch out for that also. Stephen, any more you want to add it to it in terms of the injury situation, or do we have to move on from there?
Just we said, like, you opened up by saying Chelsea an injury crisis.
Yes, sir.
Let us put it another way, right? Because you're right, but this whole season's been one long big injury crisis. We've had
Too
8
many.
plus players out basically every game. The whole season's been an injury crisis, but Chelsea don't get that acknowledged very much in the media. They just go, oh, they got a big squad. And that's why, because I was having this conversation with one of my friends that's Chelsea fan earlier, yeah? And they were saying, Poch should just go under 18, under 19, 21, 20. Because remember, I think it was the FA Cup game. He got the program. He said, you got the program, asked for the program. He goes, our squad looks bigger. But because of the injuries,
They're all young
17,
players,
18,
17, 18. Yeah.
18, 20, 21,
That's
19.
about
And he
three
was going
press
through it.
conferences.
He goes, it's because all these players that are here and basically all played minutes because we've had injuries. So our squad looks even bigger on this page because we've had so many injuries. We've had to use so many players from the youth academy and stuff like this. Which is factually accurate.
I do agree. Steven, if you look at the injury, we're still on the injury list, guys. We're gonna outline, our defensive problems at this moment. We're gonna analyze defensive structure, which involve Reece James, Thiago Silva, Benoit Badishia, Sanchez, also, which I heard that Sanchez is also part of the injury list at this moment. Steven, what do we make of the defense? Is all looking, rugged over there. Sanchez also. What's going on with Sanchez, Steven?
I don't know what's happened to him. Him nor Chalobah got called up for internationals, and then all of a sudden they're both injured. Where have they been for the last week or so?
Injured.
Oh, right, they've been at Cobham.
Doing what? Still under Mauricio
How does
Pochettino's
that
training.
tie into what I've been saying about all these reports about his training?
Because they haven't played any intensive game
Bro, they've not
during
played any
preseason.
game.
So if
Never
they're
mind
injured
any
again,
intense game. They ain't played a game.
yeah, nothing. Sanchez hasn't played nothing, and all of a sudden he's injured again. Do you remember? Do you remember that we all had that? It was a Lavia. Lavia was about no. What Lavia has a setback. He was about to return on the pitch, and there was a setback with Lavia again. He's done his knee or something like that. Then he couldn't return. We have to wait for another a couple more weeks for him to come back and play that 32 minutes. Was it Lavia or was he Fofana?
Lavia or Leslie, I think.
And Leslie, what is wrong with Leslie?
I don't know. He was meant to be back in a couple of weeks, and it's been about 4 weeks since he was meant to be back. So,
guys, we're still talking about this injury situation. Now, if you look at the defense injury, it's too many. Thiago Silva, we don't know what is really wrong with Thiago.
we can literally build, if we include Chilwell, yeah?
Yeah. Chilwell, Badishia,
I'm not
Thiago
even
Silva,
joking. If we include
Sanchez.
Chilwell because he needs to be assessed, yeah? If I quickly go to a message I sent in my server earlier, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me just run through this quickly, right? So, you've got Sanchez, Reece James, Fofana, Chalobah, Colwell, Chilwell, yeah? Lavia, Leslie Ugachukwu, yeah? And then you've got Nkunku, yeah? You're 2 players away from being able to play either a 5-2-3, yeah? Or a 5-3-2. You're literally 2 players away from being able to have a whole starting 11 injured players. And then one of my friends said, well, Sterling plays so bad, he's basically like having an extra injured player, so you could technically add him in.
But is this enough to weather the storm and to compete on multiple fronts with this number of injuries? Is it enough?
I think we can still compete. I mean, when's the City FA Cup game? About 2-3 weeks? So by then we might be getting some of these players back anyway. I'm just loading up one of the apps I use for football and then looking at how long we've got. So we've got Burnley, and then midweek we've got Man U. That weekend we got Sheffield United away on the Sunday. Then we've got Everton the following week on the Monday, so an 8-day break.
Yeah.
And then we've got the FA Cup semi-final on the 20th of April. So 23 days. So literally just over 3 weeks. So in just over 3 weeks, our injury list can look completely different. We could have Colwell back. We could have, okay, Chilwell weren't included in it. He needs to be assessed. But say he went on it, we could have him back. We could have, who knows who else back, but potentially Chalobah. We don't know what his injury is. Like, we could have quite a few of these back by then. We don't know. And then all of a sudden you look at it and go, oh, we've actually got a bit of depth now. We've got some of our starters back now. Like, that's the way I'd be looking at it anyway.
All right, we'll see, guys. Steven, we're still going to be building towards the Burnley game. The Burnley game, the preview will be tomorrow. But then, can Chelsea overcome the injury issues for a strong result? And looking at Burnley, they haven't really won any game against Chelsea. They haven't really threatened Chelsea. We've won the first leg already. The second game, should it be a done deal for Chelsea against Burnley?
To be fair, with the Burnley thing, yeah, with that game, when you look at it, okay, Chilwell might miss it, yeah? Carney might miss it. I can't remember if Chalobah even played our last game or what. I can't remember. I think he might have. I need to double check that, but it's not massive in terms of who could be missing, if you get what I'm saying, compared to our last game. So if I go to the FA Cup game, so I can see who started. So Chalobah started, and Chilwell came off the bench for 1 minute plus added time on top of that. And Carney played 12 minutes. So on paper, it's not really that big of a difference. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Cucurella can still start as much as I want him to go. Fair play. He had decent performance. Fair enough. Always give credit where it's due. But you could go, for instance, Disasi and Badiashile. Easy. There's your two centre-backs for the game. Although
Badishile's
I'm
not
not
ready.
keen on Disasi potentially scoring another own goal.
But like I said, Badishile is not ready right now, Steven.
But who else do we have? I ain't playing Silva. No way am I playing Silva.
Why?
You know my reasons for this. Because when he plays, he's slower, and we have to have a bigger gap between our midfield and our defence. And that's when we have the issues. Without Silva playing, inside the 90 minutes without Silva playing, we have not lost a game in the last 8 or 9 in the 90 minutes. So that's what I'm saying on that. Where was the last game that Silva actually started? I need to actually try and find this. I think it's been about 9 games since Silva started.
Steven,
we haven't lost a single one of those in 90 minutes.
Yes, Silva. Do you think that Reece James is will reach his full potential? Will he ever reach his full potential, Reece James?
There's no reason why Reece James can't. We've seen what he can do when he's fit. He's had surgery on one leg, so hopefully the other one can also stay strong, even though he's had issues with both. And then, who knows? Worst case scenario, who knows? Maybe you move him into centre-back or into a deep midfield role or something like that. Because we've seen what he can do in centre-back. He's very good as a centre-back as well. That's the benefit.
I can't... Yeah,
and then as a youngster, I'm not saying put him there, I'm not saying put him on the wing, but as a youngster, when he was coming through the ranks, he was a right or left winger until probably about under 16, under 17. I'm not saying play him there. By any means, I'm not saying that.
I would never doubt.
At the same time, if you're building up minutes, then why not?
Like I said, Steven, I'll never doubt Reece James' talent and what he can do on the pitch. But this injury is taking his career away. He should be the guy playing for England each and every time if he has stayed fit. and we know what he can do. Everyone would like Reece James to be in the English national team, but he's not there. Maybe for some good reason, maybe when Southgate leaves, whoever comes in will make him a preferred right back for England. Not putting wrong players in the wrong players in certain position. But we see. I do. I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping the best for Reece James because his injuries are getting too much for him and also the whole team. And I'm just happy that the club has brought in a new sports science person who will be taking care of these injury issues. A doctor who will be coming in and see how the way they're eating, the way they're training, and how often do they train, and all that kind of stuff, and see if science can play a role in these players' career and stop these injuries as they come in all the time. Stephen, we're going to talk about another bombshell. FA spokesperson reported this earlier today from Lissandro, man, the guy that Newcastle brought in
Sandro
this
Tonali.
Lissandro Tonali, yeah, this summer. And this is a report. Do you want me to read it, or you can read it? If you want me to read it, I'll go for it.
I could read it. It's no issue.
Yeah, you can go for it, Stephen.
So the only reason I knew about this is because I actually follow the FA spokesperson's Twitter for when stuff happens like this, because I like to see how many times they're trying to get us in trouble.
Stephen, can you
so
go over it
that's
for a
what it
bit?
started.
I'll be right back. Okay?
This one on Tonali.
Stephen, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it for a few minutes? I'll be right back.
Huh? Take over for a few minutes? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, so this is a statement from the FA spokesperson. So as you can see there, hopefully it shows up clearly on your guys' screens as well. So it says regulation and discipline update. Sandro Tonali has been charged with misconduct in relation to alleged breaches of the FA's betting rules. It's alleged that the Newcastle United midfielder breached FA Rule E8 50 times by placing bets on football matches. And these happened between the dates of the 12th of August 2023 and the 12th of October 2023. He has until April the 5th, 2024 to respond, which is next week. But then I saw another report saying it's unlikely that it extends his ban, which is kind of unfair if you ask me, because it's another association's rules that he's broken. So why should he not get an extra ban on top of that? I don't know what your guys' views are, but for me, he should get another ban on top of that. That's the only fair way of looking at it, in my opinion. I think it's injustice if he doesn't get another ban on top of the one he's already got, despite reports saying that it's unlikely that he will get another one. So hopefully that makes sense. But basically, he'd already been charged because he'd breached rules when he was playing in Italy. He came to England to play for Newcastle, and then he breached the rules of the English FA. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I can't remember when the charges actually came out for him, but as in the initial charges that he's already been banned for. But I need to check that to see how close it is to when he actually stopped, as in, was it around the 12th of October or not? Because I'm going to quickly try and check that now. And then see when that was actually announced. Charged with that. Just bear with me whilst I quickly look through this information. Oh, this is related to the current one that he's just been charged with.
So, Stephen, with regards to this letter coming from the FA, it means that he's been done with two punishments. One from UEFA, right? And the second
Yeah,
one
so
coming
he's already been charged with the one from when he was in Italy. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he was banned for betting on matches involving his teams, which were Brescia and
For 18
Milan.
months.
And FIFA later granted the Italian Federation's request to have the ban extended worldwide. Now he has been charged with this, and he has until next week to respond. He has until the 4th of April to respond, which is on a week today. He has a week today when he has to basically say what his thing is, whether
Guilty.
basically respond whether he's guilty, not
Guilty.
guilty, all that stuff.
And from what I know is, I think that they're always advisable for them to go in and say they're guilty, which
Mhm,
will limit the amount of either the sentence that
mhm.
they'll be given, either
But
18 months, they can bring it out to maybe 10
this is
months
the
or 5 months.
interesting bit, right?
Yes.
So his initial ban that he's already serving, yeah, he was fined €20,000, which is 17,380 British pounds. Yeah, he was initially given an 18-month ban, but that got reduced after he agreed to take part in an 8-month, as they call it, therapeutic program
Rehabilitation.
to help recovery from gambling addiction. So initially it was going to be 18 months, and then because he's taken part in a program, it got reduced by 10 months to just 8 months, and now he's been charged again. But I saw one report saying that it's not going to extend his ban, but in my opinion, it should, because if they don't extend his ban for breaching FA rules, you've breached them in Italy, got your ban done worldwide, yeah. You've then breached the rules of the English FA regarding gambling, which is a completely different federation. Yeah. Which means you haven't learned, you've got a ban, but you broke the two different set of rules. Why shouldn't you get another charge on top of it?
Stephen, is this new set of rules that he has, I think 5 times? Is it 50 times? They say 50 times. Was it
They're saying that
after?
he breached,
Was it
I think
after
they
he was
said he
banned?
breached these ones 50, but I don't think it's after he was banned.
That was
I can't
before.
remember when his initial ban got announced. I'm trying to find it now. Tonali ban 2023.
Let me see where you can find it.
Okay, it's just showing me stuff from now. 28th October 2023. It was that he was banned. Just quickly get that thing back up on screen for me a second.
Okay. The is it the sentence, the statement?
Yeah, so it was the ban was effective immediately from 27th of October. He stopped 15
Yeah.
days before his ban. He stopped breaching FA Rule E8,
Yeah,
in
EA.
which he breached it 50 times by placing bets on football matches 15 days before his ban came into effect.
Stephen, the question is how do the FA help these footballers trying to distance themselves from gambling? And we know that FA is trying to ban the betting companies sponsoring these and the football clubs.
Which is, by the way, as you're on it, 100 million% the correct move. We shouldn't have betting sponsors because it's not just adults that watch it. You've got a young
Kids.
audience of kids that watch football as well. But then you get things where it's gambling sponsors and stuff like this, which means a club's pretty much promoting gambling,
Yeah.
and you've got a young audience. So that doesn't help. That should 100% come into effect. I think it should even go into Parliament that all sports should have it where, whether, okay, I'll say go to Parliament because I'm going to speak more English specific here, UK wide rather. They should make it a rule where sporting clubs of, I'd argue, any level, but especially the professional levels, should not be able to have gambling sponsors. That's my stance on it. I don't know whether you
I
agree. I'd
can't.
imagine you do, especially
Yeah, I
like
mean, I
being
do, I do. I know it's
family
very
man
common
and
in the.
everything like that. I imagine you agree because you don't
Yeah,
want
I
that
do.
influence around your family, any young people in your family.
Stephen, I do agree with you 100%. I can. I don't know. I cannot disagree. On you on that. I do agree with you because it's really affecting young people, 16, 15 years and getting involved in betting,
Hmm.
football betting. And it's not a good thing. When you once they get to gambling at that tender age, you become addicted. We know how addiction really destroy people. We know how addiction, alcohol addiction, and so many addictions out there that it's hard to get rid of. So I do agree with you 100%, and how we can get them out of we can get the gambling. I know it's very very common in the championship also, and then the non-league teams also they have
Hmm.
a lot of so does it mean that when it goes to parliament and they put into, will it affect non-league teams also, because they're not in the league but then they're playing uh, uh, um competitions? Should it means that because these teams also need money, so if you have a betting company coming in to support your team, they can't do that.
Say that again. Sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly.
No. I was saying that, look, these small teams, non-league teams and championship teams and stuff
Hmm.
like that, I understand that should that law go directly to the pro the I'm talking about the Premier League teams, or just
Hmm.
every division in England in general?
I'd say at a minimum the professional leagues. So that's your Premier League, Championship,
Championship,
League One,
League
League
One,
Two.
League Two.
Because I believe the National League, you don't have to be professional. I believe you only have to be obligated to become professional in League Two.
Absolutely. Guys, we've gone through a series of topics over here. The Tonali band, I wouldn't say band, statement coming from the FA person also is what we're going through right now. We've talked about the injury repetition that is happening in the football club. Reece James update, Wesley Fofana, Leslie Uguchuku, Sanchez, also one of them. The latest is Lavia is done for the rest of the season, and also Ben Chilwell, who was arguably was not fully fit, but Gary Southgate played him 90 minutes in 2 games. So
Because he's an idiot.
we might end up having somebody else playing that role. Ben Chilwell has to be assessed, and I don't see Ben Chilwell. So probably we have to they have to rest Ben Chilwell for that game, get him fully fit, and then next game he'll be back on the pitch. That's what I believe. So these are some of the news that we've been discussing on the show. So guys, if you've been watching us, listening to us, we have a poll there. The poll, you can participate in the poll. The poll goes like, will Chelsea make the top six with all this injury? And I always said, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. I think we've got only 3 votes at this moment, and 3 of us said 67% said yes, they can. Then we have 33% said no, according to the votes. Three votes. I know where they're all coming from. So yeah, we're still here live. We literally have just 1 minute to bring the stream to an end. So, guys, if you have any question, you can drop a question in there.
Don't
If
you
no
mean 11?
question, we have 1 minute, just 1 minute, 50 minutes of today's stream, and then we're
Oh,
done for
we're
the
doing
day.
50 instead of an hour. Got you.
Yeah, we're doing 50. Um,
It confused me. I'm so used to an hour. I was like, wait, has he got it wrong?
yeah, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just 50 minutes of live streaming today.
Fair enough.
There's not much to talk about. There's not much. I don't want to
Yeah,
repeat myself.
there'll
That's
be
not
more
me.
soon. I mean,
That's not me.
you do a bit of a preview tomorrow, and
Yeah, we
then
do.
obviously I'll get you some stuff from the game on Saturday.
Yeah, unless there's anything else. I heard someone pass away from Nottingham Forest, one of these legends. I can't say much
I haven't
because
actually seen anything on that.
yeah, someone passed away today. It's a Nottingham Forest legend who won, who helped them win the European trophies back in those days, you know. But guys, we ended the stream today. Steven and I have taken you guys to the next. I think the last 50 minutes. That was 50 hours. That can't be here for 50 hours.
Yeah, no, we ain't been here for 50 hours. Let's not lie to the people. No,
Can be here for
nobody's
50
doing a
hours.
50-hour stream
Yeah.
unless they're nuts.
So, guys, thank you all for being part of the show. Steven, I always say little desperandos.
Hang on to hope.
Yes, wherever you're watching us from, X or YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. Keep your bell notification icon active at all times so you wouldn't miss anything from the platform. We'll be back again same time tomorrow. The most important thing is we bring you the news that you want to hear, not just come over and waffle and stuff. No, we want to make sure you bring the important things that you want to hear and talk about. We outline Mauricio Pochettino's press conference and injuries. And, latest is Lavia. He's gone. I say he's gone. It's not, doesn't mean he's left the football club. No, he's done for the season. So we'll catch you guys up again.
One last
tomorrow.
quick thing.
Go ahead, Steven. Then
anyone new, please don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel. And if you're on YouTube, go over to the other social medias, Blueclouds Media on everything, X, TikTok, Facebook as well, right?
Yeah.
Or is it called something else on Facebook?
The same thing, Blueclouds Media on Facebook.
Okay. So, yeah, no matter what platform you're on, please go to all the platforms, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. On YouTube, don't forget to turn the bell notification on as well. Very important. Don't miss any of our streams by doing that. And then if anything happened to any of the other social media sites, you've always got the YouTube one there.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, I always say, little desperandos, hang on to hope. The Frenchman will say au revoir. The Spaniard will say mañana. I think who else again? The Englishman will say bye for now. See you guys again.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.